Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chalavet Movies. My name is John, and if you're wondering where my intro music has gone, I'm getting a few problems with my editing software at the moment, and if I put my intro music on, it's blasting and my audio is low. So hopefully I'll get around all them editing software problems, and I may even get myself some new credits. Why not? Okay, so what I'm going to do in this video is just going to show you some things I got in CEX and HMV. So first of all, I picked up The Young Offenders. Now this movie from 2016 is a sort of prequel in a way to the TV series. I think the TV series was absolutely brilliant. It was on BBC Three, which obviously is one of those channels that was the best channel on TV, and they take it off. I don't know why. I know it's online, but it's hard to get to. And this TV series was absolutely brilliant. I didn't even know there was a movie of this. Now I think this movie takes place in its own time in 2007 apparently, and it's probably it's sort of like they had such a good time in the movie that they decided to make a TV series. The TV series is kind of like a rehash of the movie, I'm led to believe. So happy to pick that up actually, because like I say, I would like to get all the TV series on Blu Ray, because don't you find that TV series these days aren't getting released on Blu Ray? They're usually only on DVD. So anyway, that's Young Offenders. Next up, I picked up for 50 pence. Now this is probably the lowest thing I've ever got from CEX. In fact, it's probably the lowest thing I've ever bought. And I know that I did get one from CEX from 75 pence on Blu Ray. I think it was called Last Chance Harry. I think that's what it's called. And it is the 5-year engagement. Now the reason why I picked this up was it stars Emily Blunt. Now it's got a great cast actually. When I looked at it when I put a bit of it on just to see who was in it, there was quite a few people that I liked in it. Now we are starting to get quite into Emily Blunt stuff, even though I haven't got that much stuff. And it comes with a lovely slipcase, and even the woman in CEX said 50 pence, isn't that a bargain? I said, well, of course it is. And yes, so it's one of those comedies that I think it's from who made Bridesmaids and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So I think it'll be quite good actually, and I'm just interested to see more stuff of Emily Blunt. And for 50 pence, you can't grumble, can you? So that's the 5-year engagement. Next up, I got a movie that I've been after for quite a while in HMV, but it's always been a little bit of a strange price. In fact, this company, when they release stuff in HMV, seems to be quite pricey, and also in CX, it doesn't seem to go down in price. But when I saw it for £8, I thought, I'll have to have that. I'm sure I've seen this movie before, but I don't think I've seen it for the longest time, and it is Parents. Now, this is on the Vestron Collector's Series, and it comes with a great slip. Yeah, it's got no reversible art, unfortunately. It stars Dennis Quaid and Mary Beth Hurt. And yes, I've seen it. I just can't remember anything about it. I just remember it being a sort of bit of an offbeat comedy, like horror. So it's one of the ones that I've always seen. I thought I'll get that one day when I see it cheap. So for £8, I thought, well, I kind of grumble. And really interested to see this, because is it the movie that I thought it was? Because sometimes you get these movies from yesteryear and you think to yourself, oh, that's definitely that movie. And you're going, hang on a minute, that's a totally different movie. But I'm pretty sure I've seen this, and anyway, I want to visit it anyway. So that's Parents. So then I went across to HMV to check out their Arrow sale. And there was what I was going to do in the Arrow sale was what I do first of all is I try and see what has got a slipcover. And I usually get those ones first before I get any other ones. Obviously, it's got to be one that I would like to get. So the ones I saw with the slipcovers were quite on my list to get, and I thought for $7.99 you cannot grumble with that. So anyway, the first one I got didn't have a slipcase, but it's been one of the ones I've been after for quite a while. It is The Villainess. These movies are done really well in Japanese markets. Like I say, they've been going for years doing this, the strong female characters. And I think that's great. I don't see the reason to get a established male character and change it to female. I don't think that's particularly anything I'm interested in. But yes, so I'm really looking forward to this, because it ticks all the boxes for me. It's Japanese movies are usually brilliant, and to see this sort of gun-toting female in this movie ticks a lot of boxes for me. That's The Villainess. So next up, I was looking for slipcases, and I saw these couple of movies, and I thought, it was $7.99. You can't grumble with that. And this is the 2-disc special edition. It's packed with features, and it is Jesus Shows You the Highway. Now, I do know that this movie is odd. Now, that's great for me. I do think that I like a sort of odd movie. Especially Arrow seem to pick these movies up that you've never heard of before. And I think they do a good a good representation of that movie as well. I've checked all of these movies out and the quality of them looks pretty good. Parents is pretty good. It's not brilliant. I was expecting a little bit more because usually the Vestron movies are really crisp, but this one looks really nice. I mean, it's a brand new movie as well. It's just come out, and it's got packed special features. Box is quite heavy as well. It's got that reversible art and a booklet and all that. So yeah, it looks incredibly mad, but I'm all about that. So that's Jesus Shows You the Highway. What a title. Next up, I've got a movie that I've been thinking wanting to get for quite a while. Hadn't seen it cheap ever, and also when I saw it I thought, I bet this has just had a couple of pound knocked off, or it's not in the sale, and it is Versus. This movie looks really good and really interesting as well. Actually, I think it's older than I thought it was. I thought it was a brand new movie, but I think it's more I think it's maybe a 90s movie or an early 2000s. So for me, it's another one that I just like. These ones that Arrow do. They do these great special editions. It's packed with features as well. It's 2-disc version on here. You get Versus, and you also get Ultimate Versus as well. This is, I would imagine that one of them's a little bit longer than the other one. But again, I'm interested to see this one. I'm interested in this type of genre movie. So I like the look of this one. Looks great on the shelf. So that's Versus. So then I went across to pay for the movies, and on the shelf it said, if you, for $9.99 with any purchase, you can buy one of these. And I thought, well, this has been on my radar for quite a while, but I've never seen it cheap or in a sale, and it is Beetlejuice. Now, I'm a big fan of this movie, I say, but I will say I haven't seen this movie for the longest time. I must admit, the last time I watched this, I watched it with my son, and he was very young, so God knows when that was. So it was a good 10-15 years ago, and I remember having a good time with this movie. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I did appreciate it. And when I watched it with my son, I thought, this is pretty good. I will get it eventually. And I've never had it before, actually, on physical media. I think I had it on I think I probably taped it off Sky Movies. So this here was going to be the one I held out for. I heard good things about it, so I thought, right, I'll get this one in cheap, and there it is for £10. You can't grumble. Lovely slipcover. It's got a few extras on here. I wouldn't say it's packed with extras, but it's got a few on. So anyway, I put it on and I thought I'll just check out the picture quality to see what I thought of it when I was doing a review of this on this video. And I've got to say, this looks spectacular. The colours on here just are so vibrant. I mean, I thought it was going to look good because I knew this. Tim Burton's, when he puts a movie out, he does pay a lot of attention to how it looks. Probably more attention to the movie these days. And I've got to say, this was just absolutely stunning. The colour and the clarity of the picture was just unreal. And I'm so interested in watching this again because, like I say, it's been on my list to watch for a long time, rewatch. So when the 4K come out, I knew I was going to get it, but obviously only cheap. So also I checked out my favourite scene in here, in the waiting room, where Gina Davis is sitting next to that bloke who's got a shrunken head. I just don't know what it is about this fella's shrunken head. It just has me in stitches when I watch it, which is strange because he's got his head stitched on. And it's just the look on his face and his look on her face when she sees this shrunken head man, and then there's the other bloke sitting next to him who's set himself on fire with a cigarette. And I tell you what, the picture quality on there is good, but it was quite dark. But this, you can see a lot into the darkness. You know, this HDR does a lot of good work on this movie. So I've got to say, if you're ever thinking about picking Beetlejuice up, do get the 4K if you can get it. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to make my videos as regularly as I usually do, and I'll have a new bit of software to use on my editing. And so expect my videos to be as regular as they used to be. Okay, so thanks for watching, you take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.